Hello, this is Gio, and this is my vacuum cleaner. It's an Oreck XL2 vacuum cleaner, but very kind of just standard vacuum cleaner. And quite often with use, you periodically need to change the belt of your vacuum cleaner. And I think this is a good vacuum cleaner to demonstrate how to do this. It's pretty simple, but a lot of people have concerns about doing it right. So this video will show you how. So I just flip the vacuum upside down so it reveals the bottom of the vacuum here, and here's the brush that kind of spins, and the belt for this brush control is either on one side or the other. But first you have to get this top or this bottom off. And normally it's very simple to do, just a few screws, and in this case it's just 5 screws. You'll see a little hole there, and if you look inside you can see a screw head, typically a Phillips. So in this case it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a couple of small holes, but just kind of do the most obvious holes first and just unscrew them. Switch hands. And you don't have to try to get them out, just try to get them loose, because when you loosen up each one of them, the whole back will come out at once. And then when they're all loose, the whole thing should come out. If it doesn't, you may have to loosen some more or just find another screw that you've missed. And then if you look at the back here, you could see them screw, and if you just kind of make them upside down, all 5 will come out, and this is what the inside looks like. So a couple of things could be wrong with your belt. First, it could have just simply, maybe it's just loosened with time, it's kind of flexed, it's sort of have burn marks. Basically, here's the motor rod that controls the belt, and then it just kind of all moves like that. So as this spins, it spins the main brush. So sometimes this gets overheated and melts and doesn't make good contact. This becomes loose and it just doesn't provide enough friction to spin this. And sometimes the belt entirely breaks, and in that case you may not even see this belt, might have fallen off, or it could just be left in here all broken up and would be easier to remove. But in this case I have an intact belt. It's in generally good shape, but I'll remove it and put it back in just as a demonstration. So depending on what type of vacuum cleaner you have, sometimes you have to remove the whole brush to get this belt out, or sometimes you can just slip the belt over the little drive mechanism. But let's just take this out, just like that. You could just pull up the whole thing, and this will kind of have a little tension, and then you could just remove the belt. Sometimes you could just remove it without removing the brush, and that's fine as well. In this case, you have to just come on down here and just kind of bend this under the drive mechanism, just like that, and just kind of shimmy it out at the edge. And there you go. The belt's out. So essentially you would grab your new belt, and sometimes the new belt is on the back of the or the bottom of the vacuum cleaner. Sometimes you don't see these and you just have to go purchase a new one, or some people store them someplace else. But putting them back on is just the reverse of taking them off. So you're taking it sideways like this, you're kind of shimmering it down the arm here, and then in my case you just have to put the brush mechanism back on place. Some of them, again, you have to kind of put them here and then pull it in place, but in this case I have enough room with this Oreck to put this back, and so I just kind of set it here. There's enough room to shimmy it here. I just kind of want to set it here. I don't want to just pull it over. I mean, you could do that, but in most times you could just kind of set it there and just spin this around and let the brush do all the work while you kind of put this in place, and then eventually it just kind of works its way through. And then you just want to kind of move it back and forth a little bit until it's set and you got your belt on. And again, you have to get your bottom back on. So if the brush is all in the proper order, you just, put that back on. You just set this just flat on top, just like that, just so it's sitting. And then you want to go ahead and replace all 5 in this case with screws. Where's my 5th one? There it is. And just take your Phillips and kind of just tighten them. Don't tighten one too much. You kind of want to go all back and forth so it all kind of tightens up evenly. And everything is tight. And so we are set. It should work fine now. And you're off and running. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.